Weekly update number 42, and we're going to try something new, so you have to bear with me because we're going to go live on this update. So I'm Chris Goodacre from Upsticks, and this is our weekly update. Okay, as I said, this week you're going to have to bear with me. I think I'm looking at the right camera and I'm using some new software to try and do some of these updates live and see how we get on. I think I should be able to see comments as well somewhere, but I'm not actually too sure where the comments pop up, so I'm sure we'll see them in a bit as well. But anyway, we want to carry on now and tell you about what's been happening with the visas and residency in Spain, as we always do. And we've had a good week, actually. We've had a good week. The visas which have come through. Now, if you are waiting for a non-lucrative visa, I want to know what the current timescales are of the visas coming through. That's the first thing I always do on this channel when we're talking about our weekly updates. And we had a bit of a block last month, but this week again, we've had another 5 visas through. So 2 couples and a single applicant. And Manchester to Almeria, that's a 58-day turnaround. That's pretty amazing for Manchester because at the moment they are really pushing it to the limit. They really are, Manchester. We had a Edinburgh to Malaga, which was 63 days. Again, not too bad, 2 months, just in time for Christmas. And we also had an Eddie, which is Edinburgh, to Alicante, which was 43 days. So yeah, that was amazing. 43 days is actually really good at the moment, considering how it's been. So that's the 5 visas we've got out. So we're happy with those. If you are watching the channel, let us know in the comments how long you've been waiting for your visa. It just helps for everybody else to try and judge how long it's taking at the moment. What else has been happening? Well, we got an EU family members residency approved for, I know, the Meadows who watch us here, family. Thank you very much, guys, who is watching the channel and supporting us, and for the patience in you getting the EU family members. We started way before the summer on that one, and it took over 90 days. Now, the EU family members applications in Murcia always run to 90 days after the application. I don't know why. It's sort of they go in and right at the last moment they'll ask you if they want any further documentation. They don't seem to ask for it in Murcia right at the beginning. Whereas when I was talking to my colleague Costa, who was on a podcast with me the other day, he said no, in Valencia they generally tend to ask it right at the beginning and then leave them for the 3 months waiting so they can check at the end of the 3-month period if people still hold the same circumstances then to approve it. That might be, we don't really know, but well, so we don't know. That's what we feel from the different regions. But yeah, with Murcia, they definitely leave it right until the back end. So we've got 5 people watching. What I don't know is where the chat. Oh, here we go. Here's a chat thing. You're gonna have to bear with me, guys. You are live. Oh, so I've got my technician here, Squiddy Inkster, which is my son. He's checked in just to say we're live, so that's good. He's the one that's always making sure that I can see the camera's moving a bit, so we'll adjust that as well at some point. Matt Davids said hello this evening, so cheers for dropping in to our first live. And what else do we have going on with the residencies visas? Well, actually, at Upsticks as well, I've got another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, which was the rehabilitation of a vehicle. Now, we didn't bring it back to life. That's what it sounds like, rehabilitation, doesn't it? But we had a process go through, which we did with Upsticks Drive. And that is when a vehicle has been previously registered in Spain, has then been permanently exported from Spain to another country and then brought back into Spain. This is more common than you think. There's a lot of people who we've come across clients who've lived here for many years and then they're starting to get older and they want to go home and they take their vehicles with them back to the UK, register them in the UK, and left-hand drive vehicles as well, I have to say. And then sometimes they end up here back in Spain. And we had one in Alicante recently, and we managed to finally get the registration done on it this week. And this hopefully is going to be a photo. There you go. That's a photo. Lovely BMW there. And what you'll see is that that BMW then maintained its previous registration number. Okay, so you don't get a new registration number with with a rehabilitation. So if you are buying a vehicle that was previously registered in Spain, the first thing you need to check is to make sure that it was properly deregistered. Although the vehicle has maybe have UK plates, or that's what UK plates, you can still check using a nota informativa from Traffico to see if there's any debt on that vehicle. It's very, very, very important you do that. Once you've checked that, then once you're in Spain, you don't have to go through any of the import tax process. You don't have to have any special registrations tax. You don't pay VAT, you don't pay duty. What you do have to do is go to an ITV test and pass it in a special test, which is for rehabilitation. And we had a bit of a problem with this because in Alicante, they were saying, no, 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 it's been passed for rehabilitation. It's on the system. The DGT came back to us 3 times and said it's not on the system because they're now moving on to the digital feature, which is the technical document system. And eventually, after a bit of a battle, we got it out. And now they've just changed the rule, which means it's going to be slightly easier to rehabilitate permanently exported vehicles into Spain. So it might be an option for people who are looking for a left-hand drive vehicle. Maybe find out if your vehicle has been previously registered in Spain. It's quite a bit easier to actually re-register it here. So that's that. So that's what's been happening with our residencies and visas and vehicles and everything. And now we're going to move on to our YouTube comments. And if I've done this right, we should even have a little widget thingy come up. So there we go, the YouTube comments. And we've got quite a few actually. And I hope you like that widget. As I say, please bear with me while I learn this restreamy type stuff. But it's been quite fun. I did a podcast on it the other day. And the idea is with using this software, which I got a great Black Friday offer on, 50% off of it. And it reminded me, listen, Chris, you need to get hold of this. It's also to get some of our clients on here as well, and just chatting more, not so much about the technical aspects that we talk about getting residency, but more about the personal aspects and something I've really wanted to do. Maybe stuff that here at Upsticks, because we're focusing on the paperwork, that we don't actually, we don't see, the behind the scenes stresses and what people have to consider. So we're definitely going to be getting more people on and talking about those kind of things as well. That's the YouTube comments. I've just picked a few. I've got quite a few comments through on a couple of videos, and I thought I'd just pick the few of them and try and answer them for people who have questions as well. So this one from Jamie Stevenson. Hi Chris, great video. Quick question. What happens if the funds in a UK account, this is talking about renewals now, NLV renewals, a renewal application is submitted on Mercurio and the Extranjería would accept the UK statement. What to do then? Would moving the money to a Spanish account at the point suffice if all supporting documents are provided, i.e. UK statement, GBP to Euro transfer, documents from some like currencies direct, from Spanish bank confirming receipt of some funds. Do you think this would satisfy them? Obviously, moving the money at this point would mean the money had not been in the Spanish account for a matter of days. So a certificate of average balance would not reflect what they are looking for. What do you think, Jamie? Thank you, Jamie. Well, I can tell you now, Jamie, that we have done a few of these, and there are some provinces like Malaga and Alicante, which generally, as long as you've got good statements, they always accept them, as long as they come with a legal translation, remember. But we have had this in the past, and we have had clients who have moved the money into a Spanish account, and basically we've just told the story. We said, okay, well, you haven't accepted the original documents that we've submitted, so here's a copy of where the funds were held with a legal translation, and here's how they were transferred into Spain, and this is where they are. What we assume is that the Spanish immigration authorities realise that the banks actually do their own due diligence. they will actually, they won't just accept money into an account which isn't illegal. And so far, so good. We haven't had a problem doing this, as long as it's been accompanied by a letter explaining where the funds have come from and proof of that. So yeah, you should be all right on that front. Okay, let's move to the next. Should we move to the next one? And where is it? The next comment there from Robbo in Spain. There's a link to Robbo's channel. Actually, he's just moved over and he's researching lots of places and having lots of fun. Check out his adventures around Torrevieja and more. Excellent presentation, Chris. Very enjoyable and extremely informative as always. That is our podcast that was published yesterday, which we had a lot of fun. It was about the renewals of the NRV and what we can expect on the 20th of May 2025 next year. And we've got, here's a comment on the new residency law approved. I've got quite a bit of backlash on this video. Most people said that I just ramble on and don't get to the point, which is true. It's quite true. I have been known to ramble on. Much of you guys suffer me on YouTube and on live shows like we do with Scats on the Saturday, and then trust me, clients have to suffer me rambling on, and so does people who work with me. But I thought it was I think my intentions were in the video misunderstood by some people, because what I wanted to do was, because we're going to do a series of videos, was I wanted to set the scene as to what had happened up till now and how we got to the point where the law was approved, tell you the main good news about the NRV renewals only being 2 years rather than 4 years, and then do more videos. But yeah, I did get a few comments to say that we were rambling on, so I do apologize for that, for not getting to the point, and the rest of the videos we do will be very punctual, I can tell you. And this one here, presumably trying to impress us non-professionals and justify high professional charges. Not really, to be honest. Yes, definitely we use this channel as an avenue for people to find our business. That's why I brand the hell out of it. I've got the brand at the bottom here and my banner behind me, and evidently this is definitely a great way for people to find us. But most of the time, people qualify us, on our videos, and then we offer people a call to have a chat with them. And if we all get on and it looks like we can help, then I find that's a nice way to engage with people, rather than, we don't do a lot of hard marketing. This is what we do. We do more sponsoring, brand awareness for sports types things, with our local walking football clubs, bowling, stuff like that. Bowling team we sponsor here in Alarin, and then the YouTube, and it seems to attract clients to want to have a chat with us initially. So yeah, not really trying to impress anybody, but it's more so people get the vibe of what we're about. And we've got here, what's the next one here? Emma 3330, 4 days ago. This was on the renewing a non-lucrative visa. Fab. Help. Thanks, Chris. Do you know if I'm changing over my health insurance at first renewal, whether it has to be exactly consecutive, as I didn't move here till 2 months after my insurance started? So waste. Thanks. It does have to be continuous. Okay, you cannot have a break in that insurance. You can definitely change companies. That's not a problem, but you can't be 1 day without insurance. You have to always have insurance. So if you change, make sure they overlap, or they're continuous from 12 o'clock the night that your insurance expires, and the new one starts. This time of year, what we have is a lot of people are getting to that point where their policies expire in November. They're renewing. They have to renew for a month towards the end of the year, because the insurance companies like to put you into a January to December loop, and which means you probably have to pay now if you're renewing your last month, and then the full year next year. We get asked a lot, if I go onto a monthly payment scheme, is there a problem? Truth is, we haven't had a problem yet. We prefer that everybody pays their year up front, because we find that towards immigration, that shows intent as well. But we haven't had a problem with people paying monthly so far. you never know when you hand in the files. You only work on experience, but yeah, so far so good with the monthly payments. We've got here Patrick O'Connell 8187. Patrick's always coming in and keeping the channel up there, so thanks for that. This was on a video short that we did with a guy playing rock and roll in Torremolinos. Not quite a serenade, but good musician. Nice one, Chris. Thanks for that, Patrick. And we've got here, yes, the 790. Why did they ask me for the 790 if it's been paid when doing a renewal? If I've already submitted it. Well, this seems to be commonplace in Alicante and Almeria at times, and I'm not too sure why. Then you resubmit the proof of the payment. So if you do get asked to pay the 790 for the renewal, which you've submitted your documents, check the details on your tax document. And then if it is correct and you submitted it correctly, just resubmit it with a letter saying the date when you did submit it, and that's normally fine. What we do also is we download the PDF from the bank, which also proves the payment, just as a belts and braces approach. So this kind was just happened to me in Alicante. My wife was approved, but I had to resend my application tax, although I had sent them. No logic to it, but resent the proof of payment 15 days later, got the approval. Welcome to Spain, love. Yeah, well, Spain is different at times. And this we've got here, this is the behind me, I can't move that, is a photo scene from Cadiz, the Bay of Cadiz at night time. So what else have we got going on here? On the 2 documents not needed for your non-lucrative visa renewal video, great. Thomas Williams 7888, great information, Chris. Regarding the medical certificate renewal, please may I ask if people from the UK travel to Spain to obtain a certificate for their initial NRV application, can any doctor do it even if you are not registered with them? How will they know you're not lying, as they would not have access to your UK medical records? We're confused about this, Jay. Well, the truth is these certificates are very farcical, really. I've spoken to a couple of doctors here who said it's actually a declaration that by the patient saying they've got no exportable diseases, but there seems to be no problem with getting certificates from doctors who have never met you. It's all done on face value as to whether at that moment you are showing any symptoms of a exportable disease, as per the healthcare requirements of 2005. So yeah, it's quite an antiquated document, and so far so good. There's never really been a problem with people getting one if the doctor hasn't got the history. So yeah, if you want to speak to us, book a call. We get them for our clients. If you need one in Spain, we have various medical centres dotted around Spain. And if you need one in the UK, we have doctors who can help in the UK as well. So what do we got here now? The next one is non-lucrative visa renewal. Why does immigration ask for this tax to be paid twice? Again, I wonder if you can help me. I have renewed our NRV for 2 and 3 years, and I have been asked by the visa department to send a positive tax certificate before they will approve. We have just become a tax resident. That's from Michelle Busby 5786. Now, this is a very common problem. You won't believe that. The reason being is when we move here and we do anything at all with the tax office, or we get an NIE, maybe you bought a property, maybe you've registered a car, anything, you sort of hold an account with the tax office, and your account has to be clean with them. So what happens is sometimes if you've incurred a fine or something like that, and you owe money and you don't even know about it, that may be sent to the tax office onto your file, and that may be showing as a debt. So that could be anything from a driving fine, maybe a speeding fine. It could be anything related to a property that you own, and it could be in process of what they call embargo, for example. So you wouldn't have a positive certificate from your account. So there's any money that was deemed to be owed to the tax authorities, then you wouldn't be able to get a positive certificate until that had been settled. The other reason you may not get a positive certificate would be if you still had if you were living here and you still had a foreign address. registered as your address with a tax office. We've seen that before. So the best way to get around it, first of all, is to get your digital certificate and go to your tax account, or even better, get your HEST or your accountant to do it for you and have a look at the status of your tax account with Hacienda and then fix whatever problem it is. Don't forget that when you submit your renewal, that the the tax office check with the social security, they check with the criminal records authorities here in Spain, and they also check with the tax office using your NIE number to see if you've got any debt, any criminal record, or you've been registered as working, especially if you're in on a non-lucrative visa. So all those checks are done with aside from the documents that you submit. So that's that, and let's have a check out of this here. So we've got this is from Bahatso1. How long does it take to register a car from the US right now? That is on our podcast video. Right, well, it depends where you're going and what region you're coming to, but normally the process is that you bring the vehicle in, and once it's gone through customs and you've got a document called a DUA, you'll then need to go to the ITV, pass a technical inspection, and then pay the various taxes which are involved in the registration process. The good news is you can apply for 60-day temporary plates, which should give you enough time to register your vehicle in Spain, or basically go through the process of registering it to get to that final registration. So you shouldn't be without your vehicle for too long. Okay, so once it's been imported, a lot of people have to get the temporary plates to then actually drive it away from the port to then start the registration process. So it can take up to a couple of months, but if you've got the temporary plates, it doesn't matter because you can drive it anyway. So that's that. So that's the end of our comments that I picked out. I will try and pick out some more for next week as well. So keep the comments coming and questions and stuff. Well, I'll have a look at the chat actually. What's going on in the chat? So hi guys, my son has dual nationality, Stuart Wallace, dual nationality, UK and South African passport. He's currently in Spain on a UK passport. Can he just spend another 3 months on a South African passport? Obviously needs to go out of Spain. Ooh, that's a tough one. You're not really supposed to, but whether you get caught, you know, I don't know. If they found out you're the same person, then you could have a problem with that. That's really down to the border guards, really. But there are people who have various passports and use them, but I couldn't advocate it, obviously. So yeah, we'll leave that there. And what else? Who else have we got here? And who cares? Buenas tardes. Wow, a live show. Just found you. Yes, live. I'm going to try and do a couple of these now. I have been trained, though. Scats has helped me a little bit and telling me little bits and bobs about it. And talking about the man like Scats, here we go. Let me show you a photo. There, so we're with Scats today. For those of you who watch us regularly, this is Scats from YouTooSpain, and he's currently in hospital. There, he's having treatment for cancer. He's been going through it the last 7 or 8 months, and he's just had his big operation. And as always, taking everything in his stride and smiling. I've never seen anybody go through cancer treatment like Scats. Actually, this is a lie because I've never actually been through cancer treatment with any friends before, so this will be my first time. But every single time he approaches it with a huge smile. And I was there today, and he was in good spirits. And so, but obviously he can't work at the moment. So if you, at the end of this video, I'm going to put a link below where, if for those of you who follow both me and Scats, if you want to help him out, obviously he can't sing, he can't dance at the moment. You can just hit the link and buy him a coffee, please. But so I can tell you, he's and he got his newsletter out today. He was there with the laptop and thinking, well, we're going to get this out. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. And he got it out. And he's only 2 or 3 days post-op. So well done. You've done really well there, mate. We're very, very proud of you, what you've done so far. And hopefully in 2 weeks' time, we'll be on a live show for Christmas. And now let's move on to our Spain section. So what are we on, 24 minutes? Oh, I'm running over a little bit, probably waffling, but let's go on to Spain. Well, my music didn't work for that one. I don't know why, but we'll come up with a better jingle for that soon. And thanks to everybody who sent me photos. And I'm always asking our clients and our community to send stuff over from where you are, because people who are looking to move over like to see it. And also, it's great for me to see where people are. We spend a lot of time in the office, and I do like to get up to the places that we have clients and our service specialists and our appointment specialists up in Alicante, Murcia, Almeria, Valencia. I like to get out. Up there once a year. It's mainly work trips, so just starting around. And this year I couldn't because I broke my arm a few weeks ago. But you can see, check this out. This is it here. That is after 6 weeks of having like 7 weeks ago, I had a rod put in there. And the physio is going amazingly. So I will be up there very soon. But first of all, I'm going to show you this here. This is a lovely photo from Calpe, which was sent to me. Here we go. Get me to Spain from Neil. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. Get me to Spain. Neil has his channel. The link is in the bottom, and hopefully one day, now I've worked out this live software, he will come on with me here as well with Suze, and we can do a live show together, and he can tell you more about his journey and his channel and how he's enjoying, how they are enjoying life in Spain. They sent me that. Here we go. I've got another photo of them there. Look at those steps, enjoying life and recording it as he goes along. So thanks, Neil, for those photos, and hopefully we can get you on a live show. And that was from Calpe, and he also sent me this beautiful photo from Villajoyosa, which I believe is in Alicante. Look at those gorgeous streets, but they're just, you can see just how quaint they are, and the weather as well is just amazing. So thanks for that, Neil. We appreciate that. And in other news, this was supposed to be first on the agenda, but I got myself mixed up. This is Lara from Upsticks Drive and my wife, Lara, who came 2 years ago. We've always done vehicle registrations at Upsticks. But Lara, 2 years ago, actually gave up her job in a school to come and work full time with us and do that as a separate section. And we've called it Upsticks Drive. As part of my dream would always be to be a bigger Upsticks group. And so it's quite a big move, very bold. But yesterday, she also joined part of our next networking group. So we're in a networking group called Business First, which is brilliant here in Malaga. It's just a nice place to go and talk to other people in other industries, and it's a huge group. They've got a group in Fingarola, one in Micas, and one in Marbella, and it's just a really nice place to go and talk business. And it's run by Sam Campbell there in the middle. There we go. There's Ainara from the money transfer people, and there's Lara there with a cup, and she won the basically outstanding contributions to the group. Because when she goes, she brings a lot to the group. She's done a couple of presentations, and yeah, she was really happy with that. So Upsticks Drive, well done. We're very, very proud of you. That was a great achievement to get that this year. And what else have we got here? So, all right, and we're going to move on to more photos. We'd like to say happy birthday to Waffles, who was out celebrating his birthday. Oh, hang on a minute. Remove that photo. And bear with me. Here we go. There we go. Happy birthday, Waffles. He's now migrated to Spain with Stu and Joanne, and he was 7 the other day. And there he's very, very happy on this lovely beach in Murcia. And this beach was called what's this beach called? Isla Plana. And that, I'd imagine, is very close to Mazarron. And you can see there, look at that. You can still see it. Is that the debris there still from Dana? Still looks like the beaches here have got a lot of debris. And and Waffles was 7. So there you go. Happy birthday to Waffles. We're happy that you had a good day. We're better to send it and spend your day. Sorry. And then we just wanted to show you this, which was sent to me by Nick. Thanks, Nick, who was in Castel de Ferro. Now, Nick, this is this top piece of rock that you can see. So they're like wave breakers, so the beach doesn't get washed away. And the one right at the top, would you believe it, is the one where I broke my arm. That is how innocent it was. We were just walking on those bits of rock there, slipped over, and then all hell broke loose. So yeah, don't walk on the rocks, but definitely visit this amazing town called Castel de Ferro. There we go. So, and I think that's it. Oh no, there's one more thing I wanted to show you here. Was just thanks for Kev the Argonaut, who's also following us on our channel. He sent me this. This was from a Camposol News, I think it was. So I'm going to put the link below once the video is finished of what it was. And it was, I hadn't seen this publication before. It was very interesting. So for those of you in Camposol, I've got a lot of clients and community up there. Tell me more. If you see more things which are worth getting out there, tell me. So this was about a criminal gang that was dismantled in Murcia and Alicante for booking up the Estrangeria offices appointments and selling them on the black market. We know it happens, albeit they're now using digital certificates. It still happens. There was 21 arrests, and it's a problem for us. People are doing it legally for our clients because it's just a nightmare. But we have noticed that the appointments have got better now in Alicante and Murcia. And is this why? Was it because they've finally wrapped up this criminal gang? There was one last year as well. We know it happens in Almeria. In fact, when I was in Almeria, the police were laughing about it. But yeah, it's a terrible state of affairs. And next year, it's not going to get any better because we've got the withdrawal agreement people coming through. So we're hoping that they put a lot more appointments on. So what else have we got on here then? That's it now, just for the comments, as Anton cares. Twin beards. Yes, I've got back. I'm growing my Christmas beard. Look, here we go. It never used to be this grey, but yeah, I will have a Christmas haircut soon. Looking forward to the extras blog, bravo, and should have read Mrs. Chris. Okay then, guys, right, well, that's it. Listen, there's 8 people watching, which I think is actually pretty cool for a first live. Thanks for that. Thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully we'll get a few more views. Like and subscribe the channel if it's your first time here, and we will catch up next week. It won't be live next week, but the following week it will be for weekly update number 43. Thanks for watching. This is the bit where I didn't have the cue lined up, so let's do that again. Thanks for watching.